everyone. Welcome back to English Time for Beginners. I'm Anna.
And I'm Peter. Today we are traveling back to the past again, but this time we are talking about actions in progress. Our topic is the past continuous tense.
That's right. We will learn how to say what you were doing at a specific time yesterday, last week, or even last year. We use the structure was/were plus verb plus ing.
This is an extended lesson. We will practice using this tense to tell long stories about interrupted actions and simultaneous events. Let's start the very long conversation.
Let's look at the basic structure. 1. I, he, she, it uses was plus verb plus ing. Example, I was sleeping. 2. You, we, they use were plus verb plus ing. Example, they were talking.
We use the words when and while to connect ideas. While connects two long parallel actions. Example, while I was cooking, he was reading. When connects a long action with a short interrupting action. I was studying when the phone rang.
The past continuous is a great tense for storytelling and providing background context. Dialogue. Part 1. What was happening last Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I tried to call you.
Oh, I remember. I was having a very long lunch with my family. We were laughing and talking about my cousin's new job. My father was just finishing his story about the old times when your call came in. What were you doing then, Anna?
I was cleaning my apartment. It was raining outside, so I was listening to music while I was cleaning the kitchen. My neighbor was playing loud music too, so I was almost shouting at the phone when I tried to answer.
You were cleaning all afternoon? That sounds tiring. I was only sitting and eating delicious food.
It was. Later, around 5 o'clock, I was watching a movie when the electricity suddenly went out. Past simple. I was very angry. The TV was just showing the main scene when everything went dark.
Oh no, that's a common story. At 5, I was walking home when I saw a terrible traffic jam downtown. All the cars were waiting for the police to arrive. The drivers were shouting and blowing their horns loudly.
The traffic always seems to be bad while I was trying to relax on the weekend. Tell me more about your walk, Peter. What else were you noticing?
Well, I was walking past the park and many people were jogging. A group of children was running after a dog. The dog was barking happily while they were trying to catch it. I was laughing at them. I was feeling very relaxed while I was observing that scene.
Part 2. An interrupted trip. Peter, tell me about your last trip to the mountains. What were you doing when you realized you forgot your map?
I was climbing a very steep hill. My friend was taking photos while I was looking for water in my bag. I was searching for the map when I finally realized it was still at home. My heart was beating very fast.
Oh my goodness. So you were hiking without a map. What were your other friends doing?
They were still taking pictures and enjoying the view. They were not worrying about the map because I was carrying it. They were talking about their lunch while I was trying to tell them the problem. They were ignoring my signs.
They were having a great time while you were stressing. That's terrible. I hope you were not walking in the wrong direction.
No, luckily, we were following the river, so we were still going in the general right direction. And suddenly, it started to snow. We were walking back to the car when the snow began. The sun was shining just 5 minutes before, but then the clouds were moving very fast.
So, you were running down the mountain while it was snowing. I can imagine that chaos. What were you wearing?
I was wearing only a light jacket. My friend was wearing a huge, thick coat, while I was freezing. We were singing a silly song to keep warm. We were talking about getting coffee when we finally reached the bottom of the hill.
Part 3. Routine and Contrasts. Let's talk about our life 10 years ago, Peter. What were you doing every day?
10 years ago, I was studying at the university. I was spending all my time in the library. I was often sleeping only 4 hours a night. My friends and I were always drinking coffee to stay awake. I was constantly writing essays while everyone else was watching TV.
I was working at a restaurant 10 years ago. I was always cooking and cleaning. My friends were going out every night while I was working the late shift. I was not earning much money, but I was learning a lot about food. I was frequently making the same dish while the head chef was shouting instructions.
Your friends were having fun while you were earning money. I think I was preparing for my final exams when I met my wife. We were both waiting for the bus, and she was reading a very interesting book.
That's a nice memory. I was planning my first big international trip when I decided to start learning English seriously. I was dreaming about the places I wanted to visit while I was studying vocabulary.
So many important events were happening in our lives at the same time. I was thinking about my career, and you were thinking about travel.
Absolutely. We were building our future while we were thinking only about the present. Part 4. Telling a party story. Peter, I was just remembering a crazy story about a party a few months ago.
Oh, tell me, Anna. What were you doing at the party?
I was talking to a woman in the kitchen while the music was playing very loudly.
Many people were dancing in the living room. I was explaining my new project when the fire alarm started.
No way. What were the other guests doing?
Most of the people were running outside immediately, but the people in the kitchen were just looking confused. The music was still playing, so they were not hearing the alarm well. My friend was still eating pizza.
He was eating pizza while the house was emptying.
Yes, he was trying to finish his slice when I pulled him out of the door. The alarm was ringing for 10 minutes. It turned out someone was smoking too close to the sensor.
That's a classic story. I was having dinner last night when my cat jumped onto the table. She was trying to steal my food while I was looking at my phone.
Your cat was doing what she was doing best.
Exactly. I was trying to eat when the cat interrupted me. This is the perfect example of past continuous and past simple. Grammar review. Focus on structure. Remember the key use of the past continuous. We use it for an action that was not complete at a specific time in the past. It shows the background to a story.
The structure is was or were plus the verb with ing. Yesterday at 10 o'clock, I was working.
And the special words, while, for two actions happening at the same time. While I was sleeping, the dog was barking. When, for an interruption. They were eating dinner when the light went off.
We learned how to use the past continuous to talk about what we were doing. This tense is fantastic for telling long, detailed stories.
Thank you for listening to this very extended episode. Please like and subscribe to English Time for Beginners.
And now for our challenge. Please leave a comment in English below. What were you doing yesterday at 8 o'clock in the evening, and what was someone else doing while you were busy?
We are excited to read your answers. Goodbye.
Bye for now.